The Netherlands is a country like no other. It is widely known for its tulips, windmills, and canals, but there's also much more to this wonderful country than meets the eye. Discover and be amazed at why the Netherlands is such a special country in Europe. Hello and welcome to Lifestyle Peak, where subscribers get loads of inspiration, entertainment, education, and fun. You may also want to like and subscribe, and please comment below to let us know what you think. Here we go. 1. Holland is not the Netherlands. You may be confused about whether to refer to the Netherlands or Holland when talking about the country. Netherlands is made up of 12 provinces, but only 2 of these areas make up Holland. Holland is a geographic part of the Netherlands referring to the western part of the country. It is made up of 2 provinces, North Holland and South Holland. Holland has become a common name for the country because historically, Holland was the area that contributed the most to the Dutch kingdom's economy and wealth. That was until January 2020 when the Dutch government officially dropped its country's nickname, Holland, referring to itself as the Netherlands, as part of a new international branding campaign. 2. The Netherlands has the biggest pub in Europe. Good news to beer lover visitors? The Netherlands has the largest pub in all of Europe. The Drie Gezusters or Three Sisters pub in Groningen holds the title for the biggest pub on the continent and is a national heritage site. 3. The Netherlands is the world's second biggest exporter of beer after Mexico. The Netherlands is famous for many Dutch brews, which include many well-known brands such as Heineken, Grolsch, and Amstel. It makes sense Dutch brewers were the world's biggest beer exporter until 2010 when Mexico took the top spot. 4. The Dutch are the tallest people in the world. Yes, the Dutch are the world's tallest people, standing on average at 183 centimeters or around 6 feet. According to military records, the average male height in the Netherlands has risen by 20 centimeters in the last 200 years. Some researchers say that factors such as genetics, low social inequality, universal health care, and heavy dairy consumption are all contributing factors. So if you want to grow a few inches taller, it might be worth hitting the Dutch cheese markets. 5. Dutch people eat an average of 14.3 kilos of cheese per person per year. 6. The Netherlands has the highest population density in Europe. Netherlands is the most densely populated country in the European Union, and one of the most densely populated countries in the world. 7. The Netherlands is the lowest-lying country in Europe. The word Netherlands literally means low-lying countries. It is the most low-lying country in Europe that over a quarter or 26% of the Netherlands is actually sitting below sea level. What's more, some 60% of the population is currently living 5 m below sea level. 8. The Dutch have a saying, God made the earth, but the Dutch made Holland. The North Sea would have washed away the Netherlands if the Dutch had not erected defenses to protect their land. Over the centuries, the Dutch have built series of canals, dams, dikes, and pumping stations to keep the sea and rivers back. Today more than 1,491 miles or 2,400 kilometers of dikes shield the low flat land, almost half of which lies below sea level from the North Sea. 9. The Netherlands is the 6th happiest country in the world. The Netherlands ranks as the world's 6th happiest country, according to the 2020 World Happiness Report. This is based on factors such as healthy life expectancy, freedom, trust, corruption, and social support. The country also ranks significantly higher than its neighbors, Germany at 17th, and Belgium 20th. According to the report, only Finland, Denmark, Switzerland, Iceland, and Norway are happier nations. 10. Pastures and cloudy skies. In summer, it can be warm, and in winter it can snow and freeze. The changing weather also creates beautiful landscapes, such as the fresh green pastures with grazing cows and some impressive clouds in the sky. You can also discover hills and dunes, wetlands, and high moorlands, ancient forests, and even mountains in the country. 11. The Dutch are the healthiest in the world when it comes to diet. Aside from being one of the happiest nations in the world, the Dutch are also one of the healthiest when it comes to diet and nutrition. In the Oxfam Food Index of 125 countries, they rank number 1 for having the most plentiful, nutritious, healthy, and affordable food, above France and Switzerland. 12. Netherlands is the second largest exporter of vegetables in the world. 13. The Netherlands has the sixth largest economy in Europe. The country is part of the Eurozone. The natural resources of the Netherlands include natural gas, petroleum, limestone, and peat, as well as sand and salt. Dairy products, meats, and vegetables are among the main agricultural products. 14. The Dutch are the most physically active European country. Aside from ranking positively high in terms of health and happiness, the Dutch are also the most physically active population in Europe. Around 56% of Dutch people play sports on a weekly basis, compared to the European average of 40%. This is largely owing to the fantastic infrastructure throughout the country, which allows people to walk and cycle for work or fun. 15. The Dutch invented the first stock market in the world. Yes, the first stock market in the world was invented by Dutch legislators and businessmen back in 1602. This was done as a way to fund the Dutch East India Company and its long trade-based voyages from the Netherlands. The Amsterdam Stock Exchange was also created in the same year, and many consider this to be the oldest modern exchange in the world. 16. Caribbean Netherlands. The Dutch Caribbean refers to three special municipalities of the Netherlands, the islands of Bonaire, St. Eustatius, and Sava, which are located in the Caribbean Sea. In the overseas Caribbean, there are three more islands that belong separately to the Kingdom of the Netherlands: Aruba, Curaçao, and Sint Maarten. Until 2010, all the islands together formed the Netherlands Antilles, a country within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. 17. There are no less than 37,000 kilometers of cycle paths in the Netherlands. 18. There are more bicycles in the Netherlands than people. The Netherlands is home to more bicycles than people, with over 22 million bicycles, and only 17 million residents. Netherlands is flat terrain, and in 2013, the European Union regarded the Netherlands as one of the most bike-friendly countries in Europe, along with Denmark. Dutch cycle an average distance of 2.9 kilometers per day and use bicycles for more than a quarter of all trips. 19. The Netherlands has one official language. Dutch is the sole official language in the Netherlands. You can make a good impression on your holiday if you can already speak a few words while on a tour here, although most Dutch people speak English, and often a bit of German or French as well. The language most closely resembles German. A second Dutch language is also spoken in the province of Friesland, which is Frisian. There are also dialects and other regional languages in the country. 20. The Netherlands has the highest English proficiency in the world. Can't speak a word in Dutch? You are in luck, because this clever nation is better at speaking English than any other non-native country. According to the EF English Proficiency Index, the Dutch are top of the class in English, narrowly beating Denmark and Sweden. Between 90 and 93% of the population can speak English as a second language. It's still nice if you could also brush up on your Dutch skills while in the country. 21. 1/5 of the population in the Netherlands is foreign-born. The Netherlands is a multicultural society. More than 3 million of the country's residents come from a non-Dutch background, accounting for roughly 1 in 5 people. More than half of the country's immigrants, 1.7 million people, are of non-Western origin. They mainly come from Turkey, Suriname, Morocco, Antilles, and Aruba. Thanks to this cultural diversity, you will discover many delicious ethnic foods in major Dutch cities. 22. The Dutch flag. The Dutch flag is a horizontal tricolor of red, white, and blue. Just turn the French one 90 degrees to the left. 23. Religion. Dutch pride themselves on having a religiously tolerant society. The diversity of religions is accepted and evident through the various places of worship that can be found all around the country. 23.6% of the population identify as Roman Catholic, 14.9% identify as Protestant, 5.1% identify as Muslim, and 5.6% identify with some other religion. Just over half of the population, or 50.7%, does not identify with any religion. Overall, Dutch are quite secular. Only 20% of them attend services on a regular basis. 24. The Dutch cuisine is known for fresh and regional food, fish, and seafood and cheeses. Typical Dutch dishes include bitterballen, pea soup, stamppot, poffertjes, stroopwafel, and pepernoten. 25. Prostitution is considered legal as long as prostitutes are at least 18 and clients at least 16 years old. Since 2000, prostitutes have been identified as independent workers who must register with the Chamber of Commerce and pay income tax in order to legally perform their work. Amsterdam prides itself, and rightly so, on its wholly liberal and tolerant attitude, embracing the fact that people may be into prostitution, soft drugs, and pornography, which is only human. So instead of criminalizing everything, they enjoy the honesty of it all. Through this measure, the government was attempting to bring its official stance into accordance with a reality in which prostitution was already tolerated. 26. There are coffee shops in the country that have a cannabis leaf or a Jamaican flag on the front door. While it's true that coffee shops in the Netherlands are permitted to sell cannabis or hash and marijuana, there are strict toleration criteria they must adhere to. As of 2012, they are not permitted to sell hard drugs, sell cannabis to minors, advertise drugs, or sell large quantities or over 5 grams of cannabis in a single transaction. They are also not permitted to grow more than 5 plants for personal consumption. 27. Sinterklaas and Santa Claus are not the same person. The name Santa Claus comes from the name Sinterklaas. Sinterklaas, also known as Saint Nicholas, is dear to the hearts of Dutch children. He can be recognized by his eye-catching red cape with red mitre and his long white beard. For most children in the Netherlands, the most important day during December is December 5th, when Sinterklaas, or Saint Nicholas, brings them their presents. Saint Nicholas Day is on December 6th, but in the Netherlands, the major celebrations are held December 5th, Saint Nicholas Eve. The saintly man arrives each year in mid-November on a steamboat filled with gifts and together with his helpers, all referred to as Pajet or Peter. 28. Christmas celebrations in the Netherlands are separate from the visit of Sinterklaas. Christmas Day itself is a much quieter day in the Netherlands, with a church service and family meal. Sometimes there is a special Christmas Day Sunday school in the afternoon at the church, where the Christmas story and other traditional stories are told. These are often the only gifts children will get on Christmas Day because they have already received most of their presents on St. Nicholas Day. 29. The Netherlands is a small country. The country is sandwiched between Belgium and Germany in Western Europe. The Netherlands is larger than the state of Maryland, but smaller than West Virginia. 30. The Netherlands was the first country in the world to legalize same-sex marriage. Since 2001, it has been possible for 2 men or 2 women to marry in the Netherlands. Since then, many same-sex couples have happily tied the knot. Around 9% of marriages in the Netherlands are same-sex. 31. Amsterdam is known for being one of the world's most LGBTQ-friendly cities, with plenty of gay bars. 32. They are the world's second biggest coffee drinkers. 33. Dutch citizens take their own bags to the supermarket to pack their groceries. 34. CDs, DVDs, and Blu-ray were all invented in the Netherlands. Physical media as we know it today was actually invented by the Dutch electronics giant Philips. 35. Amsterdam, the capital city, is built entirely on piles and has over 1,200 bridges. Amsterdam is built on more than 1 million wooden poles, which extend around 12 meters into the ground. The city was founded on swampy land, and the first builders drove the wooden poles into a solid sandy layer of the river floor. Nowadays, builders use concrete or steel poles in construction for better stability. 36. The Netherlands has the highest number of museums in the world. 37. Some of the most famous Dutch painters are Rembrandt, Vermeer, Steen, Van Gogh, and Mondrian. 38. The Netherlands is the 3rd largest agricultural exporter in the world. In fact, it is the world's main producer of peppers, tomatoes, and cucumbers. 39. Alkmaar and Gouda are lovely Dutch cities. Their cheese markets are great to visit. There you will be amazed by all the huge wheels of cheese that are carried to the market. In Alkmaar this market happens every Friday and in Gouda every Thursday in summer. The first historic cheese market was held in Gouda in 1395. 40. The Netherlands constitutes the sixth largest economy in Europe and the country is part of the Eurozone. 41. There are over 1,000 windmills in the Netherlands. The country is famous for its windmills, and many of which are open to visitors throughout the year. The windmills traditionally harnessed the wind for a variety of purposes, such as grinding grain and draining wetlands, but there are only a few still in commercial operation. 42. The Dutch are pioneers in wind energy, and even their trains are powered by the wind. The country's electric train system serves around 600,000 passengers every day, and every train runs on 100% renewable wind energy. 43. The Dutch are known for wooden shoes called clogs. In fact, you won't find many things more iconically Dutch than a pair of wooden clogs. The Dutch produce around 6 million souvenir clogs each year. The Dutch have been wearing these hard shoes or klompen since medieval times to protect their feet while doing hard labor. The clogs were ideal as they are sturdy, waterproof, and easy to clean. You will still sometimes see them in the fields in rural areas of the Netherlands, and they are also largely sold as tourist souvenirs. 44. Tulips are not actually native to the Netherlands. Believe it or not, the Netherlands' iconic flower, the tulip, did not originally grow on Dutch soil. It was actually imported from Turkey in the 16th century, but it has played a vital role in Dutch culture ever since. 45. In the 1630s, tulip mania gripped the Netherlands, and prices even rose until tulips cost as much as houses. This attracted many farmers to switch to cultivating the flower, before the industry suddenly collapsed in 1637, leaving many people in poverty. It wasn't until the last winter of World War II when the starving Dutch discovered tulip bulbs as a food source. Now, every third Saturday in January, the Dutch celebrate National Tulip Day, the official start of the tulip season, with free flower picking and flower festivals. 46. The Netherlands is the world's biggest flower exporter. The Netherlands is known as the flower shop of the world. They produce 80% of the world's flower bulbs and the flower industry makes up over 5% of the Netherlands' GDP or gross domestic product. Haarlem is one of the best places to see the flowers, with many commercial fields and a flower parade. You can also visit Keukenhof Park, known as the Garden of Europe. It's the largest flower garden in the world, with around 800 varieties of tulips. 47. The flowers are one of the Netherlands' biggest tourist attractions, with thousands. 48. Most cities and villages have at least one tourist information office that provides maps and brochures for free. 49. Gin was invented by the Dutch and introduced to the Brits. The Brits are known to love a refreshing gin or Genever and tonic on occasion, and they have the Dutch to thank for that. It became popular in Great Britain after William of Orange, King William III, held the English, Irish, and Scottish thrones. 50. The term Dutch courage is said to originate from when the Brits and Dutch drank gin during the 30 Years' War from 1618 to 1648. Dutch courage refers to the confidence or strength gained from drinking alcohol. Here's a bonus fact. 51. Orange is the national color of the Netherlands. Despite the Dutch flag being red, white, and blue, orange is actually the national color. This is because the monarchy is from the House of Orange, and until becoming king, Willem-Alexander was the Prince of Orange. To honor the country's heritage, the Dutch wear orange on days of national pride, and their sports teams wear bright orange uniforms too. On Koningsdag or King's Day on April 27, Dutch people also dress in orange and celebrate their country with outdoor parties, picnics, and parades. There you go, lifestyle peekers. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a like and please click the notification bell so you can be notified and never miss any of our new videos. Bless and be blessed.